Thank you, Georg. Proceeding with the Metrolink project as planned is of the utmost importance to my constituents and indeed to the entire city of Dublin. An affordable light rail link will not only reduce traffic from Swords to the city centre, but the rail will also allow for residents to commute quickly, cheaply and sustainably. The construction of a north side line must be a priority. It has been promised to my constituents for many years, and increasing the public transportation options in the area will improve many of their lives immensely, indeed the quality of their lives. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister. Go on, Omid.
Yeah, thank you, Deputy Ryan, for your question. Metrolink is one of the flagship projects proposed for delivery under Project Island 2040. The project envisages the development of a north-south urban railway service that will run between Swords and Sandyford, connecting key destinations along the 26-kilometre route. A large proportion of the route will be underground, including where it passes under the important city centre area and Dublin Airport. As the Deputy alludes to, the project, as published in Project Island 2040, plans to integrate into the current Lewis Green Line on the south side of the city and to upgrade the integrated segment to a higher metro-level standard of service. Metrolink will open for passenger services in 2027, towards the end of the next decade, and it will need to address our city's travel needs into the mid-years of this century and beyond. We're looking to deliver the long-term sustainable solution to Dublin's transport needs, so it's important that we plan and provide for a network that can cope with the higher travel demands expected along the Green Line into the future, as these will exceed the capacity that would be possible with only a Lewis-type service. In line with the relevant statutory framework, the Metrolink project is being developed by the NTA and TII. Last year, the two agencies completed a public consultation process on the emerging preferred route. That process is one in which communities along the entire route and beyond took a keen interest, and approximately 8,000 submissions were received in relation to various aspects as they impacted both north and south side of the city. Since that process concluded, both agencies have been considering the thousands of submissions received with a view to developing what will be known as the preferred route. This preferred route will reflect the NTA and TII's consideration of the issues raised, and a further round of public consultation will take place shortly on this preferred route. Following that, the NTA and TII will develop a final route, which will be the one brought forward to Bord Pleanála for its consideration as part of the planning process. I can understand the Deputy's perspective as he has raised it here today, but I'm sure he can understand that it would be wholly inappropriate for me to comment on particular route alignments while work is underway by the relevant statutory agencies.
Deputy Ryan, 1 minute.
Thank you. Although there have been many complaints that the Metrolink is not needed where the Green Lewis line already runs, I'd like to emphasise that this sentiment is not shared by residents in the north side of Dublin who desperately want a rail system built to connect them to the capital. Metrolink should revise the current project plans and divide the construction into 2 phases. That way, the north side construction can proceed as scheduled, unaffected by the delay caused by protesting residents on the south side. There is a massive infrastructure deficit on the M1 corridor, with traffic bumper to bumper on a good morning. This is adversely affecting all bus routes, including express services, which can't but avoid the congestion. On a bad morning, if there's a breakdown or an accident, everything on the M1 just grinds to a halt. The Metrolink is the best solution to this problem because it will reduce traffic on the roads while also quickly moving more people to the airport, the Mater Hospital and Dublin city centre. Reduced traffic leads to less road traffic accidents as well, as the Minister has responsibility as well, and faster commute times. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. And I appreciate the frustration which you, Deputy Ryan, are expressing about the north side, but you know it's not just a north side problem, and it's not just something which is affecting yourselves, and it's not just because of the delays and the planning that's going on the south side, the emerging route and the preferred route. All of those are, of course, factors, but there also have been factors on the north side. The areas where the concerns have had the highest public profile have been in relation to Nafina Club and the adjacent Scoil Moby and Scoil Katrina in the Glasnevin area, and Dunville Avenue in Randall on the south side. Other locations of concern include Swords and O'Connell Street, and whether the tunnel reconfiguration would be twin or single bore. In relation to Ranelagh, NTA has prepared and presented 2 proposals, bridge and cutting options, with more design work to be carried out on these options. The proposed Metrolink station development in the Tara Street area has identified by TIN and the NTA as a key connection area, as it will provide interchange between Metrolink and Dart and suburban services. Various options have been explored by TIA and the NTA, and the preferred option identified would require the acquisition and demolition of the College Gate apartments and other buildings in the area. NTA and TIA have received a submission from the residents that identifies alternative sites and are currently assessing whether these are feasible.
Thank you very much. Final minute, Deputy Ryan.
The construction of a new rail line will allow for local small businesses to grow, along with the potential development of a new tourism sector. As Swords is the closest town to the airport, it could be a popular stayover location for tourists if there's an easy access rail line for them to use. Metrolink will provide residents with greater job opportunities because those without cars will no longer be restricted to areas covered by the current bus routes. We in Fingal have been excessively patient on this project, Minister. Northside Metrolink should not be further delayed due to opposition to the south side alignment. The south side already has a Lewis line and is relatively well served. A cynic would say the project is almost designed to fail if these south side objections are allowed to delay the project even further. Minister, please fast-track the northern alignment. It is so badly needed. Enough analysis has been done on the Swords to city centre route to move that element forward. The solution is to divide the project into 2 phases and get on with the northern phase. And I note the CEO of Fingal County Council has also expressed frustration on this matter last evening to his councillors in the chamber.
Thank you very much, Deputy Ryan. Final comment, Minister.
Yeah, Deputy Ryan, I fully understand why you're saying this, but I think some people on the south side would probably say that they recognise the difficulties on the north side, the delays, the objections. Yeah, it is the planning difficulties that you're having there in various areas as well. And this is not just a one-sided coin. There are always going to be planning difficulties. There are always going to be objections. There are always going to be public consultations, and there are always going to be controversies about a project as big as this. And we can't, for a second, object to the people of the south side having their say and having their public consultations in areas like Ranelagh and elsewhere, as we had with the on the north side as well. So I think, to be fair to you, to point the finger one way will only provoke people from the other side of Dublin pointing at the north side. This is a great project. It's going to be a great project which links north and south. And when it comes into fruition in 2017, I think we will all welcome it.
And I'm sure you'll all
2027, sorry.
I'm sure you'll all come together for